He's got a beard, sneakers, and a leather coat.
Is that all he's wearing? Sounds like he should be running from the police.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things only adults notice on the Amazing World of Gumball.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Cupcake.
Hey, Cupcake.
For this list, we're looking at innuendos and other mature references that younger viewers of this Cartoon Network series might not catch, but those of a certain age will. Which Gumball moment do you get now that you're older? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Mr. Small trips out. Some kids know what hippies are, but most probably aren't familiar with their hallucinogenic hobbies. Although the school counselor is a cloudy creature, he could just as easily be mistaken for a puff of something else. On occasion, the writers have directly referenced how Mr. Small's life is full of highs. Helping Gumball and Darwin deal with a problem, Small offers them some of his herbal infusion.
Let us go, okay?
You seem a little stressed up, guys. You want to try my herbal infusion?
Infused with what, you may ask? Whatever's in it, Small is sent on a far-out trip, and we're disturbed that he tried sharing it with children.
Mr. Small?
In another episode, the three get sucked into a void of surrealism. While Gumball and Darwin struggle to find their bearings, Small feels right at home in such a spaced-out land.
Let's just say I'm used to feeling spaced out.
Okay!
Number 9. Gumball teaches construction workers manners. A trip to the mall and the episode itself gets sidelined when some construction workers comment on the size of Gumball's head.
Hey, kid. Hey!
What?
Your head is massive!
When Gumball is insulted, the construction workers argue that they were actually paying him a compliment. Despite Gumball's attempts to culture the construction workers, their well-meaning gestures all unintentionally come off as sexist, politically incorrect, or just plain wrong.
How about... Nice.
That just went from uncomfortable to unacceptable.
While it's easy for anyone to understand why their behavior is so misguided, the scene takes an especially creepy turn when the workers decide to socialize somewhere public, like a school.
Definitely not the mall. That's where I'm going.
Schools?
All right, the mall. Okay, I gotta go now.
Kids would likely just find it weird if adult construction workers showed up on the school playground. If you're a teacher, principal, or parent, your first instinct would be to call security. Number 8. The Robinsons argue. Seeing Nicole and Richard having it out, Mr. Robinson fondly reflects on how Margaret used to argue with him.
Margaret and I used to argue like that.
Older audiences familiar with the birds and the bees will quickly grasp that argue is a thinly veiled code word for something more intimate. Kids, however, may wonder why Mr. Robinson would want to argue with his significant other 6 times a day. They're also inclined to miss the implication of arguing in a bedroom, a vehicle, or a movie theater, among other areas.
Occasionally, we'd do it in public.
With little love in the Robinson household, anger holds their marriage together. Thanks to Gumball and Darwin, that spark is restored. Margaret carries Mr. Robinson off in the end, but we do not want to think about them arguing a sibling for Rocky into existence.
Now, take me home, woman.
Number 7. Browser history.
Let me know if he's coming.
Concerned about Darwin, Nicole checks his browser history to see what's been eating her adopted son. When the rest of the family catches wind of Nicole's actions, they jump to conclusions and start destroying their devices.
What are you looking at?
Darwin's browser history. What?
With technology becoming more dominant, today's kids are inclined to be more tech-savvy than past generations. However, even kids raised on smartphones and tablets might not comprehend that the websites they visit are stored through browsers, allowing parents to keep tabs on their activities. Even if they do understand how browsers work, kids may still miss why the Wattersons would be so determined to keep their histories private. We can imagine the websites Richard and Gumball would visit, but we're genuinely curious what little Anais has been up to.
Okay, sorry, it just seemed like the rational solution!
Number 6. Sarah the Stalker. Fatal Attraction, Peeping Tom, Misery. These are just some of the stalker movies that we hope no parent would show their little ones.
You'll never see me.
Assuming they haven't seen any of the aforementioned films, kids could feasibly miss just how unsettling this Gumball episode is.
For a very long time,
I've watched you from afar, hunched in your closet or strapped beneath your car.
Becoming obsessed with Gumball and Darwin, Sarah makes a video that wouldn't feel out of place in a police evidence locker. Footage includes Gumball undressing, Darwin getting out of the shower, and Sarah observing everything from harrowing vantage points.
I watched you both sleep and nuzzled your hair.
It's all set to an upbeat yet unnerving song about Sarah's desire to marry one of them. It's hard to single out the most troubling part, although Sarah using her own ice cream to draw a heart is a chilling touch.
And one day one of you will call me his wife.
Number 5. Gum Blocked. One of the show's many running gags sees Gumball's hopefully not neutered parts blurred out whenever he strips down. Things are taken a step further after Darwin installs a child filter, which doesn't just affect what they watch on TV. When Gumball tries going to the bathroom, the censor bar is there as always. Underneath the bar, though, is nothing but empty space.
Oh, that's because I put the child filter on the house.
What the?
In addition to nudity, the child filter blocks out any swear words, as well as mom-sanctioned versions of those words. Dirty phrases and private parts aside, the very notion of censorship will likely fly over the heads of most kids.
It's like there's some kind of device censoring every gosh word I say.
The episode feels geared less towards children and tailored more for writers who constantly have to put up with network notes from the pesky FCC. Number 4. Baby Swap. When a freshly made pizza is dropped on the ground, most people would just be disappointed. When the pepperoni family sees their newly delivered pie sliding down the steps, though, the sauce makes for a gruesome and even tragic sight right out of an operating room. In a later episode, the pepperonis welcome a new cheesy bundle of joy into the world. However, confusion arises when Margaret switches the pepperoni baby with the cube baby at the hospital.
Did you just swap their name tags?
When the new sets of parents see their newborns, a brawl breaks out between Mr. Pepperoni and Mr. Pentagon. Kids might not understand why the dads are so furious with one another. Adults, meanwhile, will recognize this as a mistaken case of infidelity. Number 3. Orange you glad I didn't say Banana Joe? This episode famously sees Penny break free from her shell, but we also come uncomfortably close to seeing Banana Joe pop out of his peel. Stumbling into the banana household, Gumball spots Barbara's prognostic painting of him walking in on her husband bathing. Seeing Banana Bob in the tub is one thing, but things somehow get even more awkward as Gumball storms into Banana Joe's room. On Joe's computer is an unpeeled, live-action orange about to be ripped into. Oh, and there's a tissue box right by his laptop. Kids may not get it, but they can still giggle at the shocked reaction on Gumball's face. As for older viewers, they will comprehend why Joe is the one who needs to clear his browser history. Number 2. Cupcake's Cherry. We're legitimately surprised that this next joke made it past the censors unscathed. It's a testament to what one can get away with when they're just subtle enough. As a riot breaks out in detention, Rotten Cupcake has the misfortune of getting caught in the way of Modown's mayhem.
Let's just go back in.
With Cupcake's cherry in his fangs, Modown bites down and the juices splatter onto the door. While the cherry's insides are purple rather than red, that only makes the scene slightly less graphic. What pushes this moment over the edge is Gumball's comment about Cupcake's cherry.
Did you see what that bear just did to that guy's cherry?
Kids will interpret this literally, as a cherry did indeed get popped. To adults, it sounds an awful lot like Rotten Cupcake has lost more than just his head accessory. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Balloon Job. Kids won't see anything inappropriate about inflating a balloon. But what if the balloon was alive and it was inflated in a bathroom stall? Kids still might not see anything mature, but adults surely will. When Alan is down in the dumps, Gumball motivates him to get out there and date somebody else.
Dude, pull yourself together, man. You gotta start dating again.
Although Alan is open to hopping back on the horse, he isn't confident that anyone would go out with a deflated balloon. Alan lifts his knot, which suddenly takes on a far more deviant purpose. As they exit the bathroom, Alan has been lifted back into the air while Gumball hangs his head low in shame. While the deed takes place off-screen, kid shows don't get much more suggestive than this.
Thanks, Gumball.
Whatever, man.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.